everybody, welcome back to a much long awaited episode of 35th Scale Figures in Review. I apologize for my absence the last few weeks, but with the end of the school year, the makeup of snow days, with our teaching schedules, and plus a lot of different other things going on, I was just not able to sit down and go through a video review with anything. But thanks to lastcavalry.com and Dave Youngquist, he's went ahead and sent me a copy of one of his new books from Andrea Miniatures. Okay, and Andrea Paints is something that we're all very well accustomed to and aware of. Okay, this was the flesh tone set that I've done a video review on, which is excellent in its own right. Okay, this is the khaki paints set that I've used and done a video review on, and has several different uses and a great paint set to be using. Okay, one of my upcoming videos is also going to be the splinter set. Dave Youngquist does an excellent step-by-step on his own Last Cavalry channel on YouTube, and I'm hoping, if I can do this right, to do a step-by-step with my own let's see, be a 16th scale figure. Okay, that would be a big step for me to get away from our 35th scale figures. But the focus of this video review is going to be this handy booklet from Andrea Miniatures, and this is painting World War II German equipment. Okay, it's a handy little step-by-step for helmets, belts, boots, buckles, you name it. It talks about it. Okay, there is a little bit of an issue at the end of the book as far as the paints to use and things like that, but I'll explain it when I get to it. But the step-by-steps in this, the color illustrations, and actually some of the photos that they use are very good. So without any hesitation, let's go ahead and get that ball rolling with finally another episode of 35th Scale Figures in Review. Okay, moving on to the review of the booklet by Andrea Press. Andrea, the acrylic paints, they are second to none as far as the use of for our figure painting skills. They're highly pigmented. They're super smooth. They're very flat in their finishing. They're very easy to mix. Okay, and there's several different types of painting sets you can pick up from Andrea. Okay, the painters that are featured here are Carlos Roya, Calvin Tan, which we've seen before, one of my favorite figure painters, and Man Yin Kim. Okay, is the three that they basically focus with. Okay, done very professionally, super cover. Okay, once you open it up inside, it introduces, this is by Andrea Press. Okay, here's your table of contents, and you get a nice periodic photo in there of troops. Looks like an SDKFZ 7. All right, table of contents. Okay, it talks a little bit about the three painters, Carlos, Mannion, and Calvin Tan. All right, okay, and then we get right into what they work with. Okay, this one is by Calvin Tan. Okay, showing what you can do as step-by-step for the paints that you have to be able to finish a regular German field gray helmet. And the field gray for German is a very wide variety of colors when you get the determination of what people would call field gray. Okay, he does an excellent step-by-step. Okay, Calvin is very famous for shading after you put the base coat on, for shading the colors with a light misting of a lighter shade, and then beginning the painting. Okay, super good job. Does a nice job of giving a look at a real helmet, the interior, and the exterior, some of the symbols on the helmets. Okay, the next page is a different one by Carlos Roya. Okay, this is a winter whitewash helmet. Okay, I like to use these because I like to feature a lot of things with my figures. Okay, here's Andrea's colors that they use. Okay, and I'll explain this a little bit more in detail when we get to the back of the book. But here's another way, excellent step-by-step process that you see in the booklet itself. Okay, we go through, and this is one thing that's kind of nice. You actually get good looks at the real thing. Okay, what they look like. These are the boots with the gaiters that you have. The step-by-step is done here. Okay, with a felt covering for the winter, the Eastern Front for the most part. Okay, these are very popular with the German soldiers, as actually a little bit more waterproofing, okay, in the snow and ice. Okay, here's once again a step-by-step done with this, and here's another table for the Andrea colors that they use. Okay, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time because obviously in the book you can see these different things. Here's the webbing that you would use, the belts, the harnesses. These are the real things over here. Okay, here's a nice step-by-step of what they do. Okay, the type of brush that they use. Okay, canisters, field, you know, the gas mask, the bread bag. Here's your canteen. This is one of my favorite things to look at because there's different ways you can paint these up. Okay, the mess kit. All right, right here. Okay, different colors. Once again, a step-by-step. It's done here. Binoculars. Okay, right here. All right, there's a nice periodic colorized picture. Okay, you're looking at the way the colors are changing there just a little bit, what you do over here. Okay, entrenching tool. Okay, the use of the gun, how you paint the wood stock. Okay, and 35th scale. This is all for all scales. It doesn't make any difference if it's a 10th scale bust, a 35th scale figure, you know, a 16th scale larger figure. Okay, all very useful right here. Okay, and now this is the color table at the back of the book that kind of explains the colors that you use throughout. And this is the uniqueness of this book. Okay, these are all Andrea sets on this side. And here's the tones that they actually use that are in these paint sets. Okay, Andrea does not give out individual paint bottles of their colors, but these are the sets that are involved in using the different tones as they come across. Okay, so for example, your ends, that's the first shade going all the way down to the darker shade, which is the 6. Okay, now if somebody could translate this into different colors, for example, with the Vallejo colors, your Tamayas, your oh goodness sake, your light color paints, that would be an excellent way of doing this. But for you to utilize this the whole way and get the full use out of this, you would have to have these sets and use these colors that come across and match them up as you would if, for example, in the tones here. Okay, that's the one thing that's a little bit disappointing in this book, okay, because it doesn't tell you the different shades, or it doesn't even mention the type of colors. It just refers to them as numbers, and the same thing here. Okay, so that's the one disappointing thing about the booklet. But otherwise, for a step-by-step book, okay, of what you need to get for your 35th scale figure or your 16th scale figure, this book is very, very nice to have. Okay, and once again, this is found in Andrea Press. I believe also that Andrea Press does a nice one on Splinter Camo, or for that matter, German Camo, that you can use in this same type of format. Okay, so if you like the nice step-by-steps, which this book obviously offers, okay, very, very good. It's outstanding for the step-by-steps of these little, the little odds and ends that you need to have for your figures. Okay, but once again, the downside would be how you find and match up the different colors with the colors that you choose to use if they're not in an Andrea paint set. So that's it for this book. Okay, if once again, so please subscribe to my channel. Like I said before, I'm going to try to make these at least not once a week now that school's out. I'll make them bi-weekly for the different reviews. I got a few other things coming down the line. Okay, if you're interested in this book, go ahead and stop by lastcavalry.com. You can even call up Dave Youngquist. He's a great guy to work with, very knowledgeable figure painter in his own right, actually one of the best over here in the States. So he's a pretty good resource to talk to about any of these things. Okay, so that's it. We'll stand by for the still photos from here. Until next time on 35th scale figures in review, we'll see you later.